Hey, it's Ricky with all sorts of words to talk to you about comic books. But a brief aside, I'm actually sick. I only got 5 hours sleep last night, and I'm really tired. But the only thing that would make me feel better tonight on this dreary night, because it's been raining for 4 weeks where I live, is to talk to you, lovely folks, about the Vampirella comic collection that I've amassed. So I'm going to be going through key issues as I remember them. Anything else that comes to mind. But if you want to know about Vampirella, comic collecting, her history, any of that jazz, I have another video you can go watch. You can watch that one after this one if you want, or if you just stick around for the collection. I don't know what you want. Creep, why are you here? Whatever reason you're here, leave when you no longer want to be here, and we'll be fine. So here's, without further the collection ado. Okay, so this is just the first appearance of Vampirella number 1, and Creepy number 50. It's a cover with a lot of their hosts, and Vampirella's there. So it's an early instance of her showing up in other media. This, I would say conservatively, charitably, you could call this like a 2.5 if you had the kindest grader in the world. He would call it a 3. Horrible spine roll. So many of these raw copies get spine roll, and I think it might be a defect. But it's completely bound. Like I said in my other video, they're hardy books. Real strong stuff here. How does the light look? I changed all of the lighting. Is that better? This is literally my first time doing this. So it's a hardy book. They have really great paper quality. I love what Warren Publishing did, and just kooky stories. There are 2 lousy lessons to learn from this. Don't trust chicks that are too far out. Vampirella, I agree. See that? See how I treat my books? See that? Lived in. So the way I got this collection, I still have, they're these like Mylar magazine bags, and they look so pretty, but I'm so cheap. I only spend the money on comics. I don't spend them on supplies, so I don't like moving them too much. And they're double backed. But when I show you the box in its entirety, you'll see how much room there is in there. Number 2, this is the worst copy Vampirella book I own, and I'm not a person who says, oh, wait till I get an updated copy. Like, I'm not that guy. If I have a 3.0, I'll live with a 3.0, like Marvel chipping. But man, yeah, it's so bad. And it comes off on the cover, like it's stuck to the paper in some parts, and you have to like peel it out to read it. I only ever read it once, and it's entirely detached. It's brutal, and like if I bought a replacement, it'd be like $80, but I gotta do it. You know what I mean? And buying a book that you already own doesn't feel great. Number 3's in the back, real filthy, and it's got a lot of those mouse hole kind of deals. I don't know what those are called. But that's the only thing wrong with the book. Again, you can't besmirch this company's like staples that they use and how hardy these books are. I keep using that word because it's true. And then number 4, just beautiful Frazetta art. And again, Frazetta, but more of that chipping, still fully attached though. So the earlier ones, 1 through 5, came from one lot. It was just one dude that I bought it from in Hawaii, and these were all his books, and I got it for an actual screaming deal. The first 6 books, the last book in the series, and the annual for I'll do the receipts on the screen like I do, but I think it was like $420. I think it was at but I actually think it was $420. Here, I'll go a little bit faster. But yeah, so that was the screaming deal, and that's what kind of set me off on this Vampirella collecting journey. I love that one. Another Frazetta cover. God, you can always tell. I don't even need to point it out. Okay, but this is what I was talking about in my other video. From this issue, the next one on. So from this issue on, right? you shouldn't be paying any more than $25 a book. No more than that. But like the first 12, that's where all the bangers are in their original appearances. I also love this cover. Yeah, Warren, they just made... Look at the blues of that. I just want to talk about this for a second. Look at the blues on that. Again, some holes. There's just some stuff wrong with the book. But, like, I don't know. I read these. You know what I mean? Okay, we've got the annual. That was supposed to be the first Vampirella cover. That was supposed to be issue number 1. They obviously went with the other one, and I can't fault them. It's a beautiful picture of Vampirella. It's a beautiful painting of Vampirella. I love it. But I think the artist would even agree that, like, Frazetta's Frazetta, you know what I mean? Oh, and I think this is the last one that is doubled up with anything, and this is the gala issue. Just that image. I used it in my other video. That is Vampirella. That's Pepe. Number 16. Number 17. This is what I think of when I think of Vampirella. It's this picture. It's, God, she looks so real. Like, look at her leg. If I didn't have that, like, you'd think that was a photo of a human woman. You would think that's a photo of a human woman. Look at her boots. But it's, God, he was a genius. And then I love the yellows of this one. I love the yellows of this one. I sound like a broken record. I love this cover. I love this cover. Yeah, I love this cover. Obviously. I love this cover. I love 22. Golly. Look at that. Oh. So that last video, I completely messed that up because I am an imbecile. Pendragon is the name of, like, this, like, down and out magician that she hooks up with. Not sexually, I should clarify, it is Vampirella. He's like an out of sorts magician who's like a drunk, but he's got a heart of gold, and he starts, like, following around Vampirella. They become fast friends and very loyal to one another. So he's a really cool addition, but his name is Pendragon, and the family that is hunting her is Van Helsing. You're gonna start to notice gaps. Oh wow, I have a double. It's sometimes I bought lots, and you just ended up with doubles. If I ever meet Comics Den, real talk, this is 100%. Any doubles that you see, I would happily give to her if she doesn't have them, because some of these are actually high grade. This is a high grade 26. Like, don't get me wrong, there's spine stress marks and everything, but it is a sharp copy, and the colors are perfect. I love this book. But yeah, if I ever met Comics Den, I have a couple doubles in here that I'd be happy to just, like, hand over. I want her to go to a good home, you know what I mean? Like, part of the reason why I started doing this whole thing, because I have such a deep affection for Vampirella. I really, really like her. And I don't see too many people talking about how great she is. Am I in the shot? If I am, who cares? Perfect. Lovely. Yeah, another super high grade one. Just super high grade. But yeah, $15. Like, you can get them on the cheap. And if you're just a comic collector and you just want to have some fun and you want to, like, it's still cheap enough to enjoy is one of the things that I love about it. If you just want to, like, go to a convention and get a $15 book, if you can find this book for this price, buy it, read it. You'll have a great time. And you know what? I'm going to try to sell you on it. Look at this. Look at this. You're about to see some mind-blowing interior art. Mind-blowing. I hope you're excited. Okay, see? So you've got 6 stories in this one. Always read the interior cover. Always read. It's always a beautiful splash page. It's always got some cool story to it. Like, look at that. Get bent if you don't like this. It's beautiful. And, like, the styles you get, like, man, I don't want to say, like, kids these days, but, like, kids these days, they should enjoy this. I hope they do. Oh, that's cool. An old Vampirella plastic hobby kit. That's awesome. I'm gonna look that up. Sorry if I'm, like, pulling stuff off the camera. Like I said, I just want to have one easy video. I don't want to edit. I just kind of want to talk to y'all and just be myself for a little bit. Like I said, I don't feel good. I straight up have a cold. I literally only got 5 hours sleep last night, but like, this is so much fun, hanging out and just like talking about comic books. Cause like, yeah. Anyway, see that we're jumping around now. I have a list on my phone. I will show you a video of the list right now, a screen grab, and that's what I have. That's what I'm missing. And so whenever I go to conventions, whenever I go anywhere that has comic books, I always love that cover. Wowie. Zowie wowie, $15. What did I say? Affordable. I love that color. I mean, yeah, that color orange. I dig that a lot. Yep. Drugged, bound, helpless, the alien vampiress must face the headless horseman of All Hallows Eve. That is not related. That cannot be related. Ooh, Western. That's cool. We are going to get into some of the, like, photo covers. She does have pasties. I don't know if that's coming through. But she is fully clothed. These covers are beautiful. This is just a... That's so... The reds, the rusty chains. I love her bangle. Her bangle is something that people forget a lot. And, you know, it is inconsistent in its placement on arms because a lot of times... I don't know. I'd have to interview every single artist who did every single cover to verify. But I suspect very much Warren would get images and flip them for whatever reason. Like maybe they just wanted to flip it. They wanted the writing on the left-hand side of the comic this month. I don't know. I really don't know. But I suspect that happened. So I don't know officially like what bangle it's on. I should go through and count. Once I get the whole run, that'll be a video. I will go through and I will count every arm which has which bangle. And we'll make a determination. Weird. Weird. And I think that face, she's just weirded out. She's like, ew. Just ick. I love her sci-fi covers. My favorite Vampirella cover is coming up. I can't remember the number. I haven't committed it to memory, but it is coming, and I'm very excited. If I would get a tattoo, it would be of this cover of Vampirella. I don't know this lady's name. I'm supposed to, because I'm supposed to be a big fan. But, I mean, like, everyone who likes Vampirella, they're just big fans of her. Obviously, she's beautiful and she looks like Vampirella. And then I love that. They put the tattoo, the name of, like, a story in the tattoo. That's fantastic. Also, this always made me think it should be painted on the side of a tilt-a-whirl at, like, a small town fair. Okay, I'm going to go out of order on these last three just so I can build the suspense. See? A double. That would go to Comics Net. I'm building the suspense of my favorite book. Okay, so I need to commit this to memory. It's 85. That should be easy to remember. It's the birth year. I'll never forget now that I thought of that. This is my favorite Vampirella cover. Look at it. Oh my goodness. The spaceness, the opacity of the barcodes so that the art can shine through. The single band that almost just adds to the movie poster credibility of it. The ray gun. Golly. And then just that look. She's coming for you. So you know what? I'm going to make a determination right now. Unless there's something out there that makes a direct statement about the placement of her bangle and what arm, because that's my favorite image, I will always consider it her right arm. Modern books. Here we go. It's party time. You get a little preview down here if you just like avert your eyes. First we begin with the Nathan Zerdy collection. I bought that one in an auction, and then I found this in Florida. A little signature. He always writes "suck it" with a dot. So I got two of those. I got another signature. I'm glad this worked out because I'm only able to fit two in the shot. But this color pink is so vibrant. It's shocking. I love putting these two issues up. I'll show you the one that I usually put them up with. It's the Quench Your Thirst cover. I love the Jose Gonzalez, the homage cover. That's the one that I usually put between the pink ones. It's just a great, like, Coca-Cola kind of cover. That one's a little Hellraiser-y. and also Metalocalypsy. This is something I'd like to highlight about Vampirella, just these two images. Vampirella is very body positive. You can have any Vampirella body type on the issues, and so she's just like always looking good. Yeah, completely different body types now. I always thought this looked like a Street Fighter type of cover. I love the Batman reference. Very anime. Very anime. Artgerm did some. That's an acetate cover. Foil variant. Amanda Connor. I like the black and white better than the color, but I do want to get the virgin color. This box isn't even all Vampirella. Here we go. This one's a little violent. Like, she's very rarely, like, she's always posing, but she's very rarely actually, like, fighting stuff. So that's a nice change of pace. We're just flying through these. Like, I have so many. And we're not even at the series yet. That, like, once we get to the series, like, please, like, pause on any of these. I'll try to keep my hand out between shots now that I'm thinking about it. But I love that one. This, like, sci-fi Borg Queen. I also love that one. I love... No, just, like, she looks so fierce in that image. And it's very Batman-y. I bet there's a Batman collector out there who knows exactly the right cover that would pair well with that. Weird bit of a virgin variant, but still a virgin variant. Her symbol, her zombie form, that should be painted on the side of a van. If I bought a van, I would paint that on the side of it. I love this. It reminds me of Emperor's New Groove. Just the vibe, the color, she's very sexy Yzma. I love that Valentine's Day special cover. And that's the Unholy series. That's an Unholy. This was an Unholy something. So, okay, here's the thing. You have so many virgin variants. I end up writing the number of the issue in the series on the back so I know what they are. This is a double bag one because this is the limited one of 550 and this is the one of 250 or one of 1,000. One is rarer than the other. I love the neon colors. Yeah, here they come. I like collecting the neon images if those are an option. This is an ash can for her anime reboot by Harris Comics. She had an anime reboot. I've never read it. Harris Comics #1, Adam Hughes. It is not the comic that does that. Those are lightning strikes. People always see them and they freak out. Because don't they look like Ben's? Don't those look just like Ben's? And they go down here too. Don't those look like scratches on the cover? But it's not. It's all part of the art. Just be discerning. And it has posters in it. So it's just like the Batman 181 like Poison Ivy issue. One Piece fantasy fulfilled. Vampirella official straw hat. Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Homage cover. I hate that word. I usually would just say reference, but since I got actually into watching comic book YouTube, it's all homage. I'm going to do these double up so you can see them side by side. I have a Christmas special every year where I put up these and then this one in the center. Because like I said in another video, if you didn't see it, I only set up 3 comic books at a time on these little stands on the top of one bookshelf. Everything I own is in closets. It is meticulously organized, but I don't want comic books to be the only thing in my room, and I only have one room to be me in my room, and so I don't want to overwhelm it with comic books. One day I'll do a room tour because I'm proud of my space. It's very cozy and it's video gamey and it's nice. Okay, this is a series. 1, 2, Sacred 6. This was a team book that Dynamite was starting, and they added Vampirella to the team. I haven't read it yet because it builds off of her main run, like her I think they're up to like 30 issues or so. But it builds from that, and I want to be well read before I tackle it. This is not very good. I'm just gonna say it. I didn't. Can I rant for just a second? For just 1 second, can we just rant? These types of crossovers only work if everybody walks away with a greater curiosity about the franchise they don't care about. So if this is Batman and Superman, right, and they're teaming up, Batman and Superman, I need to, if I'm going in as a Batman fan, I need to leave with a greater appreciation for Superman. If I'm a Superman fan, I need to leave with a greater appreciation for Batman and their relationship. So really, I need to love 3 things about this book. I need to love Red Sonja and Vampirella, and I need to love Betty and Veronica. But I felt like the characters who aren't Vampirella and Red Sonja are just very two-dimensional. I don't feel like they gave a lot of love and humor and charm to what I expect from Archie, because I don't expect anything from Archie. Keeping it like 100% with everybody. Like, I don't read Archie comics. And I don't think most of us read Archie comics either. And so I was excited to be like, okay, cool. I love Vampirella. I love Red Sonja. I'm excited to see them interact in this world. And it was just so boring. They were, one girl's rich, and they work for a newspaper at their school. That's all I can tell you about them. Like, no joke. No joke. I walked away not knowing Betty and Veronica, and I wish that I had. And so that's my frustration. I also love this image. How, like, Vampirella's just losing her mind, and Red Sonja's, like, working. I love that. This had such an incredible start. Excellent issue, fantastic issue. Wait, where are we going? No, seriously, where are we going? Okay, what happened? Why are we here? What? That's a nice cover. This is not what the story's about. They have to wrap this up. How did they... My God, it just like... I don't know. It had such a charming beginning. I was so into it. And I just... Oh, man. I really didn't stick the landing, as Mint Hunter Comics would say. This is two-sided. I love the Red Sonja Vampirella dual covers. I like those a lot. When they come up and they're at a reasonable price, because okay, so for something like this, for example, you should not be paying a thin dime over $40. Not a penny over that. You should be paying $40 with shipping. If they charge you like $6 for shipping, you're just shy of 50, and then call it square. But like any more than that, here I would say honestly, you're probably like 45. Again, like 45, maybe 40. I'd even go lower. And then I get into my Red Sonja. It's the same box. We're here, so we're looking. No, don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall, comic books. Okay, we got Mortal Red Sonja. I see the neon covers. Anytime there's a neon option. This was a Midtown Comics like sale. Okay, Evil Ernie 1 through 3. I don't know which one it is. I think it's 2. This is the first appearance of Dynamite's latest acquisition, Purgatoria. Okay, so to close this out, this is going to be one of those magic of editing things. It's been 2 days since I did that last video. I'm no longer sick. I slept like a groundhog with no fear of its shadow. And incidentally, a book that I was talking about in my last video, being a spooky ghost, if you watch that one, I actually got in the mail a super rare edition of that. So as we close this out, it's just a matter of me showing you where I store my Vampirella collection and where I display my books. So yeah, that's it. Once those sections are done, I'll meet you back here. So this is how I display my comics. I have a little bookshelf here with like just general media shelf. And this is what I allow myself to display for comics. I pick 3 in a theme, and that's all I do. Like I said, I don't want my entire life to be overcome with with comic books. But first appearance of Supergirl, first Supergirl solo story, and first issue where Superman says, "Hey everybody, you know that chick that's been flying around in my clothes? Well, I actually know her, and here she is." And then right to the left, that's my Supergirl and Crypto commissioned art that I got off Mercari, and that little outfit my Jack Russell Terrier used to wear on days that needed to feel more super than others. So even though she's long gone, I have this little setup for her, and I can kind of remember her as I look at my collection every day. And that's me and my wife in Springfield. Okay, this is the box where I keep my Warren collection. I actually ordered this off Etsy. It was about, with shipping, it was about $200, but he offered a couple different Vampirella variant boxes. He offers so many different boxes that he custom makes himself. And this I chose because it has all this original Warren art on it that I just love. And there's so much Jose Gonzalez art on it. And he puts the logo, the issue #1 cover. That's the issue we were talking about where the bangle was switching arms. And I wish it had the issue 85 on it that I was crowing about so much. And then he even does custom colors on the inside. I chose, of course, this Vampy Blood Red. There's nothing in there. I removed all the comics so I could put it on this turnstile and not break it. That's it. That's the whole collection. That's where I put it. That's how it looks the rest of the time. This is a character that I have a lot of fun with. Collecting for her is a lot of fun. So, do it. It's a good time. But if you like these type of videos, if there's any feedback you have, anything at all is helpful in growing this channel to where I'd like to see it be. So please sound off below. There's literally no one in the comment section right now. So I'm responding to anything. So anybody who writes anything, you're going to hear from me. This is the best time. This is that like early investor period for a lot of YouTubers where it's like, if you chat now, this is where you have the greatest chance of getting a response. So please, let me hear from you. If there's anything I can do to improve, if there's any topics you want to go over, anything else in the collection that you want to see. But otherwise, I'm just going to go on autopilot and talk about what I want because this is more for me than it is for anybody else right now. It's just a lot of fun talking about comics, even if no one's responding yet. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to making the next video because that's what this is. It's fun. Also, the reason why I'm talking really low right now is because my wife is napping in the next room, and I don't want to be a creep about recording videos about comic books.